Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video on the hardcore world. I got pretty big plans for this video. This over here is my storage, and well, it's not that great. But hey, it did its job for a long time. But it's time for a new storage. Something bigger and better. Kinda like the perfect underground base with a automatic storage system, a super smelter, and even a automatic carrot and potato farm. So yeah, big plans. So let's just jump right into the video. Psych! I'm gonna be that person, but only 2.9% of the people watching my videos are actually subscribed. So hit that fancy subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos, and of course to help out the channel. Anyways, let's go. Okay, so I designed this storage system way before I designed the end build, so this project has been collecting dust for a year. It's fine. Actually, fun fact, I first designed this project to be nature style instead of the current style I'm going for. But I need a lot of quartz, packed ice, blue ice, snow, and some other stuff, so let's just start with getting quartz. I think that's the best one to get right now. Get the annoying one out of the way first. That's a good way of going. Okay, so for quartz I decided to trade with some stone masons. I still had a lot of spruce wood from the wood farm, so I made that into sticks and then traded it with fletchers for emeralds and then used those emeralds to get quartz. Easy as that. I also went mining for quartz for a little bit, but yeah, it doesn't really matter how you do it, quartz is just annoying to farm. For packed ice, I of course just went to a frozen ocean, and for blue ice too. Now I know I can craft blue ice with packed ice, but 9 stacks of packed ice is 1 stack of blue ice, so it doesn't really matter if you mine or craft it, either way it's just gonna take long. Next on the list is amethyst. It's pretty fun to farm. Actually, no, I'll take that back. It was mainly just AFK. But I needed, well, quite a lot of these amethyst clusters and then also just the small amethyst buds and everything in between. So it was mainly just AFK and waiting. Also, by the way, I got snow somewhere at the start. I needed like 18,000, but basically it was this for like 3 hours. So I don't know, I can't really say much about this. It's just this. For powdered snow, I went to a mountain biome since there's plenty to find there, so that wasn't a big deal as well. And I also gathered a few extra random materials such as froglights, glass, ant rods, and diorites, and that's pretty much all the materials for now. I will later get all the redstone stuff for this place once everything is done, so technically for now I'm ready to start building. Okay, so I want this place under the biome. I don't know why, and don't ask me why, I just think it might fit. I don't know, like a crazy random secret of these ruins. We call it lore. So let's just go here and make an opening here and create a little cave area. Okay, there you go, it looks pretty good. Let's just mine down to the correct Y level and start building the first layer. Okay, so for the first layer of this place, I decided to not go all crazy and fill it up with chests or other stuff. It's just the top level where I could dump shulker boxes for coming projects if needed. Maybe I will finally stop using my castle for it. This layer was the longest one to build because I had to deal with a ceiling and well, I didn't really make it that easy for myself. Now this place went through a lot of different color palettes before I ended up with this one. I was inspired by the Nexus from World of Warcraft at some point, but that didn't really work out. So now I ended up with still the icy vibe from the Nexus, but then amethyst to add more color to the build and quartz to make it look like a bright place. Besides that, there's not really much I can say about this layer of the build other than it being a pretty big open space. Man, that ceiling was annoying to build. But yeah, this is it so far. It's a lot more work than I expected, but it should get easier now since we don't have a ceiling to work with. Also, mining out this place is right now pretty easy. I'm just a little afraid to hit Deepslate level, because that's just gonna slow down everything. But that's a worry for later. Also, we're working in old chunks. The old ones, I'm saying, like, you know, the ones where the big caves didn't really came out yet. So I'm expecting a lot of lava near Y level 0, but that's also a future me problem. I got some wood from the wood farm to make chests, by the way, so it's time to start building the next layer, or well, first mining out the place and then building it. But yeah, let's go. Honestly, mining out the space wasn't really a big deal. Only thing that was annoying was the fact that I was mining into a mine shaft and had to deal with spider spawners. I'm not gonna lie, even this late into the game, I'm scared of cave spiders. It's just the whole thing of them hitting you and then getting that poison effect to bring you to like half a heart, and all it takes is one shot from a skeleton or one hit from a zombie and you're dead. And honestly, that's not the way I would like to go out. Anyways, yeah, beside the annoying mineshaft, the mining part of this project was pretty easy and normal. I also didn't really run into caves in this entire process, so that's pretty nice too. For this layer, I decided to fill up the entire layer with just chests. After all, the main focus of this project is a storage. The rest of the stuff I have planned is just a little side quest, you could say. To light up this place, I used glass as like an end rod holder, if that makes sense. And then of course end rods above and under the glass. It kinda gives a modern vibe, but then again it's also the only lighting style that I thought would fit into this build. And another way I added lights into this place was by adding frog lights into the walls and then some barrels around it. I don't know why barrels, but it fits, and that's pretty much everything for this layer. I'm not gonna lie, I'm using more chests than I expected I would. It's like 40 chests for just this little part here. You think I maybe went a bit too far with the storage? Maybe it's a bit overkill once it's done, but hey, it's fine. It's starting to look pretty cool already, and we still have 4 layers to go. So let's just not waste any more time and start mining. Also, while I'm mining out, I sometimes go mend my tools. I like using the silk touch pickaxes, but I only have 4, so I need to mend them once in a while. I hope I'm not half sleeping at some point and I just break a pickaxe on accident. That would be horrible. Okay, 3rd layer. There is a bit more happening on this layer, but once this layer is done, we will be halfway done. Again, mining out this place was just easy with the haste 2 buff and efficiency 5. You're just insta mining it and running through it like it's nothing. I did run into another cave spider spawner, I think, but that was really all. Now for this layer, I wasn't focused on the storage part of this place, but more of a food income. Technically, I only needed carrots because all I eat are golden carrots, but the potatoes are nice for, I don't know, getting more villagers or trading. I did add a few chests to this layer, but not a lot. I made 10 of these farms on this layer, 5 carrots and 5 potatoes. It's pretty even. I decided to not get the villages in here yet, since, well, I don't have the collection area running, so there's no point in getting annoyed over villagers. But yeah, that's it for this layer. Okay, I'm halfway done. I'm not gonna plant the carrots and potatoes yet, because, well, to be real with you, I don't have that much carrots and potatoes laying around. So I have to farm a few. And I do have plenty of farm spirits, but I'm just too lazy to do some manual farming. I do really enjoy very casual manual farming, instead of making everything automatic, but just I hardly make time for it. And when I do, it's because I ran out of golden carrots, so I don't have a choice. I don't know, once again, this is a worry for later, because the villages aren't even in here yet, so it doesn't even matter. Let's just start building the next layer. It's gonna be fun, because we're getting close to Y level 0, which means Deepslate. Yay! Okay, this layer took a little bit longer to mine out, because, well, Deepslate. And not only Deepslate, but also lava pools. Something I did expect, not that I like it, but it didn't come as a surprise to me. Now I think maybe worth mentioning is the fact that I broke a netherite pickaxe, which is the 3rd netherite pickaxe I broke so far in this world. The other 2 met their end at the Ocean Monument project. Besides the loss of a netherite pickaxe, everything went pretty fine. Sure, the lava and Deepslate slowed me down just a little bit, but it wasn't really that bad. Now this layer is mainly again for storage. However, I will be adding a few random spots for no reason at all, and a super smelter. I will be moving the super smelter that's right now at the wool farm to this place, so that I have everything useful in one place. One thing I have to mention is that I last minute changed the design of this layer, because at first I wasn't planning on moving the current super smelter, but then again, when the storage was designed, I didn't even have the super smelter yet, so yeah. Anyways, this was the previous design of the super smelter, and now it changed to a simple hallway to a new smelter, and the rest of the space became, well, more storage. Anyways, yeah, that will be it for this layer. Okay, this layer is done. Okay, not fully. I haven't really made the space for the super smelter, but I will do that once I'm moving it to here. So for now, it's done. So let's just work on the next layer, and for the next layer, it will be a bit more than just storage. I would say it's a mix of storage and survival needs. Okay, so I did already say a little bit what this layer will be for. I don't know if that's an accurate way of explaining it though. Anyways, mining out this place went again a little bit slower since it was a mix of stone and deep slate, but the more I mined down, the more deep slate it became, so yeah. It It was slowly getting slower. Beside that, I didn't really run into anything crazy. So this layer was a little bit more of a layer you can chill on. So we're talking about like your bed is here, a few furnaces in case you need something to be smelted quick and you can't be bothered to run to the super smelter. And I also added a enchanting spot. Also for aesthetics, I made fish tanks. Well, I would probably eat some axolotls in there, because why not? The rest of the spots became more storage, because, well, I mean, it's a massive storage after all. Anyways, yeah, that's it for this layer. Okay, so I need one last layer, and it's just Deepslate everywhere now. So this gonna be such a pain, but almost done. So it's best to just start on it right away. Also, I just want to say I really like this place. I'm so glad I went with this color palette instead of the previous one, because, oh man, I love this. Okay, yeah, so we're now on to the last layer. I wasn't really looking forward to mining out this last bit, but I just started mining while listening to music, and honestly, before I knew it, it was already done. Also, the good thing about this last part I needed to mine out was that it was technically smaller than all the other parts. So yeah, I mean, if you compare it to the top layer and then this layer, it's definitely smaller. For this layer, I wasn't gonna do anything crazy. For the floor, I used snow, and then to make sure this place is lit up in the middle, I used fog lights and then powdered snow. It's a good idea, it's just not great when you fall into the powdered snow and then have to get out without breaking the powdered snow. The rest of this layer is pretty much just fully storage. This place cost me a lot of chests, a little over 2800 chests, so yeah, that's quite a lot, and that's not even counting the hoppers that I need to make for this sorting system. Okay, and that's everything done. Well, almost everything. I still need to make the enchanting spots, and I need to fill this with water and coral, but now it's time for redstone. We need to make the sorting system and the collecting area for the potato and carrot farms. Oh yeah, and we also need to move the super smelter. I almost forgot about that. So I have a bit of a problem, and that's redstone. Now I know that sounds a bit crazy because I'm somewhat rich on most materials in this world. I mean, diamonds, look at them. Okay, it's a lot if I mine it with Fortune 3. And oh, that iron. Oh, that's so nice to look at. And well, the coal is just absolute madness because I keep getting more. But surely redstone can't be that bad, right? Right? Yeah, that's a problem. Now, luckily, when mining out this place, I mined some redstone, so that should be hopefully enough. Okay, that's also not enough. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trade with my villagers, you know, the ones that trade redstone. What are they called again? Alright, cleric. So yeah, I'm gonna trade with them until I hopefully have enough. It might take a little while though. Okay, so I already made a few redstone items that I needed. I mainly need repeaters, comparators, redstone dust itself, powered rails, and I also need a lot of hoppers. But that's not a redstone issue, but more a iron issue. But when it comes to redstone, all I need to do now is make the rest of the items on the material list, and then it's time to work on the next thing. Okay, that's everything I think. I have a lot of redstone left over, just in case I forgot something. Now for the iron, I just need AFK a bit. I need 4000 hoppers, by the way. I already have a lot of iron, but I still need more, so let's just AFK and see what happens. Also, by the way, I'm gonna fix the part of the biome that burned down because lightning struck in one of the trees. But that's right next to the iron farm, so I will get iron while I'm doing that, so let's just get some iron. Let's see how much we get in like an hour. Okay, it's been an hour, and I spent like 40 minutes when repairing the damage in the forest, and then 20 minutes just AFK at the farm, and yeah, this is not going fast enough, so I'm gonna go farm a few items for a new farm, and future me will tell you about it. Alright, past me was a bit too lazy to explain this one, so yeah. I decided to gather items for a new iron farm, and a big one. You know, I first found this one, but let's be real, 100,000 iron per hour is a bit overkill. Also, it would just take a little too long to build it for now. But hey, maybe for the future? Okay, maybe not. But the creator of this farm also made smaller versions of the same farm design. Also, by the way, if you're interested in this farm, I put a link in the description of it. Worth checking out, cause damn, this farm is good. Farming the items for this farm wasn't really that big of a deal. I pretty much had everything already here. The only thing I really had to do was getting pillagers. And I also decided to make sure that their crossbows broke, so I don't have to deal with them shooting at me. It's not a need for this farm, but it's just a bit more survival friendly to do, because damn, those crossbows kinda hurt. I also needed 84 villages for this farm, if I'm right, and yeah, I had to make sure I had enough, so I made this big underground area for them with a lot of beds. Now I know I can make a villager breeder because it's just easier, but honestly, I just wanted to do it this way. Besides that, everything for this farm I already had laying around, so yeah, it's time to start building it.
You and me stuck on the ocean now, nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here, all my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home, our home, our home. We don't have to drift inside this dome. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not dare. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not dare. We do not all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not dare. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not dare. We do not. Yesterday we could be ourselves. Didn't have much, but nevertheless.
Okay, so it's done. I'm still getting rid of this part here, but when it's gone, I'm gonna AFK at this farm until I have enough iron to make all the hoppers. Okay, and that's it for being AFK. I got quite a lot of iron from just being here for a little while, and I think it should be enough. So I'm gonna fly to my wood farm because I have a lot of wood stored in the chest over there, and then I'm going to start making the hoppers. And that's all the hoppers, and damn, that cost me so much iron. Yeah, I think this is everything I need to start adding all the redstone stuff to the storage. And also, once the sorting system is done, I will go straight to work on the automatic carrot and potato farm. I just want to say I made a way from the old villager trading hall to the storage, and I have all the villagers I need for the farms already here at the old trading hall. So all I really need to do is move them. I did this when I was building the storage, but yeah, I thought it was just worth mentioning. Anyways, let's just go start build the redstone stuff. I just realized I could have just destroyed the sorting system in my castle to save a little time on farming. Anyways, yeah, we're building the auto sorter here now. I started on the bottom layer and then slowly worked my way to the top. It's just a simple sorting system, nothing too crazy about it. However, if people are interested in the auto sorter, I can put a link in the description to a very simple auto sorter design, which is pretty much the one I'm using here. It's pretty great, maybe a bit expensive on the hoppers when you make a big sorter like I'm doing here. I think you can also work with water for an auto sorter, but I can't be bothered with water. That just always running water sound, yeah, no thanks. Anyways, yeah, I'll put a link in the description. I have a screenshot I made in the creative planning world of all the redstone running behind the storage, which is this one. It's not fully accurate because I noticed a flaw in the system which I changed while I was building it in the hardcore world itself. It was the purple glass here, and I removed it, and I also on accident didn't link the storage to all the chests on the third layer, counting from the bottom layer up. Third layer was a little bit of a mess, but I figured it all out while I was building it in the world. Anyways, I could maybe release a download of the schematic of this build. Maybe I can also release the wood style schematic of this build if people want to build this in their worlds. I just hope the redstone pros aren't gonna come for me because I just want to be clear, I'm not a redstone genius and I don't know half of the stuff I'm doing with redstone, but if it works, it works. Anyways, for the carrot and potato farm, easy to make. I don't have a proper replay of making the collection area, so here I have footage of the creative planning world again. This is basically the collection system, which is very easy, and so imagine that in the hardcore world. It's the redstone part of this video is a little bit of a mess because the underground replays are sometimes so annoying to work with, and you have little space, so yeah. The main thing I had to deal with for this part was moving the villagers into the right spots, which, well, I do have replay footage of, but you don't see much. So yeah. But yeah, here is the first person perspective of me just bringing the villagers to the new spots. It's very simple, and it was basically the same process for every single farm here on this layer. Very time consuming, but man, it is so worth having this farm in the storage. Lastly, the super smelter. I first had to remove the super smelter from its current spot. It was at the sheep farm. I built it there at the time because I didn't really have a better spot, and at the time I built it I needed a lot of glass and wool, so yeah, it was just a tactical placing, I guess. But yeah, it's time to move it to the storage so that it's just an ultimate underground base and storage. Building it wasn't that difficult since I now know how it works. I remember the first time building it was like a little bit painful and very confusing because I didn't know what I was doing. Also, the link to the smelter is in the description, and yeah, that's all the redstone in place. Right, so technically this is all done. I also finally filled up the axolotl tanks with coral and water. I haven't added the axolotls to it yet, but I will eventually, if I don't forget. Now honestly, there's one thing I forgot to do, which is the staircase here. Because right now it's just very plain. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to mix the style of the storage and then the ruins above ground, and then I'll work that into the staircase. So that's like a nice transition from the ruins to this magical masterpiece. And that's it. I also removed the chest here and the beacon, and yeah, it's officially done. I haven't really set up everything with the sorter, you know, with all the filler items and all, but I might do that on stream at some point. What I'm just gonna do is edit the video on this beautiful build, and then the rest will come later. Also, we passed 2600 days, so yeah, we're getting closer to the 3000 days mark. But yeah, that will be it for the video. If you enjoyed the video, hit that fancy subscribe button if you haven't already, and like the video. And yeah, maybe I will release the schematic of this build if I figure out how to do that. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!